What's up, everybody? It's Aaron and Ray back again with another episode of Franchise Tag Fantasy Football Podcast. So I'm going to spill the beans on myself. My computer messed up. We had previously recorded this episode yesterday.
You ain't lying.
But for some reason, the audio from Ray from my computer didn't pick up. And then when I looked into it, it had switched to something totally different. So you can see Ray's mouth move, but no words were coming out. So if we lack a little bit of energy in this one, it's because we've already technically talked about it, even though you guys wouldn't have been able to hear it.
We're not going to lack energy, Aaron, because I never lack energy.
But that's what I get. So with that being said, Ray, how are you today, good sir?
Pretty good, because I'm coming off a win. How about yourself?
Coming off a loss, I'm not feeling too great.
That's tough.
Also coming off a loss on the waiver wire with Jeff Wilson, because I bid 17 and someone else bid 28.
What did I say in the chat? I was like, this is going to cost you $30. It's gonna.
That is true. I got him in the other league that we have though for 17. And remember how I say always bid a weird number? If you're thinking you're going to go 15, just throw that extra $1 in there. Because I won with 17 and there were 2 bids with 15. So please listen to the advice, people.
I got my bid. I got Pittsburgh's defense. I think it's going to be a good start, but I thought the Colts were too. So maybe I don't know anything about defenses.
Maybe not. Yeah. So it turned into one of those things too. I meant to put in a bid for Michael Carter in our big money league. But I did it in the little money league and thought I did it in the big money league. And turns out I didn't.
Sleeper can get confusing, honestly. If you got multiple leagues in Sleeper, it can get confusing, especially when both your leagues, your main leagues, start with league. Yeah. It gets real confusing. Let's talk about Monday Night Football, huh? Just real quick. What'd you think?
Russell Wilson needs to stop underthrowing Cortland Sutton on those stupid 40-yard fades towards the end zone that they're going to throw.
Jerry Jeudy needs to find out what hands look like, buy them, and put them on his wrists.
Yes, that is going to be a 50-50 to 55-45 split between Melvante. And Javonte Williams looks a lot better, and I wish that they would just take Melvin Gordon off the field so one of them would be viable. Even that's coming as a Melvin Gordon owner as well, because then it puts me in the situation of, I might be able to start Melvin this week as a flex, but no.
I will say, if you are the Javonte owner or you're the Melvin Gordon owner, if one of them gets hurt, you just hit gold. All gold. Your house money, you're winning.
Yep.
So on the opposite side of the ball,
wait, I'm not done with that side.
Oh, you're not?
No. KJ Hamler had an amazing, remarkable non-catch because he went out of bounds, but he got up, caught it one-handed, coming back off of the hamstring injury. Give him a couple more weeks. He'll probably get more involved. Let Russell get a little settled in Denver, and I think he'll take that step forward. And you might be upset with both of the running backs because they didn't necessarily give you great fantasy production. Javonte did with his 11 catches, especially in PPR formats. But if they both would have scored on the half-yard line instead of fumbled, both of them would have been great fantasy plays this week.
Now, I do want to point out, I'm not sure. I thought Russell played fine. I think
he quietly had 340 yards and a touchdown.
I think the coaching was the reason they lost that game, honestly. Nathaniel Hackett, what are you doing? What are you doing going for an NFL record to win a game? Cut it out. Get out of my face. But I will say that I'm not sure if what we saw on Russell not being able to escape the pocket, because you can agree, Russell Wilson is one of the best to do it, to get out of pressure and read pressure and be able to manipulate that defensive line. I think he's one of the best to do it ever. And Seattle's defensive line was all over him. Oh, they're all over him. So I don't know if that's a product of the offensive line for Denver or if Seattle actually has a legitimate pass rush. They might. And we're going to have to wait and see. Now, I want to get to the Seattle side of the ball real fast. Just going to be real quick. Geno looked great. I think he's a streamable option. He's viable. Rashad Penny, if he gets a little more efficient, he is going to be winning leagues. It's not just like, hey, I have a viable piece. He's going to be winning leagues. He looked great. But he has to stay healthy. And
you don't think Kenneth Walker comes in there and they run a split backfield?
Why rush him? Why rush him in? Why do it?
I'm not saying rush him in immediately. I'm saying within the next couple weeks when he's fully back healthy. You don't think it turns into a Javonte Melvin situation.
A 60-40 split.
Closer to 50-50, I would think, with Pete Carroll.
Let's see how Kenneth looks in the next couple of weeks. But right now, it looks like it's Rashad Penny's backfield to lose. He looked great, and he was a contributing factor in their win. Last part is that DK had 7 receptions for like 34 yards. How?
I thought it was closer to 70.
I don't think he had 70 yards. You can bet that.
I'm going through it now. Keep talking.
But I do like DK going forward. You got to think he.
Oh, you were at 36 yards.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of yards. It was weird. He had a lot of coverage on him, and they're going to need to look to Tyler Lockett to open that offense up. I thought Noah Fant looked fine too. Totally fine. Probably another streamable option. But that's all I have to say about this whole game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's really pretty much it. Tyler Lockett only had the 1 catch.
I thought he had 2. You could be right. Who cares? It was null and void.
Yeah.
You're not starting Tyler Lockett. Don't do it. Wait to see what happens.
Nope. So, Ray, tonight, when this episode comes out, tonight, we have a football game.
Thursday.
Yeah, let's go to the monster truck races.
Hey, Amazon Prime. Check it out.
Yeah, Prime Day game. No, it's on Amazon Prime this year. Thursday games are. I've always wondered why Thursday's not just on regular TV. I think it's the NFL's ploy to just grab it some more money because either have NFL Network or now Prime Video.
Hey, Aaron, if I were going to give you a bunch of money or I wasn't going to, which one are you going to pick?
I would take a bunch of money and make things hard for people to watch football.
It's like they know what they're doing,
right?
I'm going to pay for it.
Right. So anyways, we have the Chargers at the Chiefs for Thursday night football. Over under in that game is 54 points. Who are you starting on the Chargers?
I'm starting obviously Justin Herbert. Mike Will smash start this week. Has to be, right? Has to step up. But then sometimes he doesn't, and it scares you.
But he just has to step up, dude.
I'm with Josh Palmer. If you're the CD owner, you gotta throw somebody in your lineup. I think Josh Palmer's a great start this week. He's always been viable when Keenan's missed, and I don't see any reason why this is going to be different. Gerald Everett as a tight end stream because tight ends suck, and Austin Eckler, and that's it.
I would agree. I'm probably not going to look at Donald Parham or Jalen Guyton. I'm going to sit those guys. Josh Palmer for me, yes. If you're the CD owner, I could see it. Outside
for
of
DFS,
that, DFS too.
Yeah,
but outside of that, no, probably not. For the Chiefs, I am starting Patrick Mahomes. I am starting Travis Kelce. I am starting Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Reluctantly, I'm starting Juju.
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess he is back to being the number 2 in an offense, and that's where he thrived in Pittsburgh. So
I mean, they got to double up on Travis Kelce because Zeus is real, and that's when Juju was the best, and he was 8 for 89.
Yeah,
you can get worse than a flex.
That's true.
He just didn't score, and
true.
Do you expect running backs in the Chiefs offense to just be the bell cow scores and pass catching touchdowns for the whole season? No, it's got to be a receiver. It's just stay with them in your lineup, see how it pans out. But I understand that last week didn't help you win. It didn't lose you the week, but it didn't win you the week. I feel like good times are coming.
Could potentially be there. And then I'm sitting MVS. I'm sitting Pacheco because that was garbage time work from Pacheco.
Holding Pacheco, holding him.
Yes. Not starting though, not putting him in my lineup as of now. And McCole Hardman, I might look at in DFS as well.
Honestly not start him. I'm not starting him. No.
I want to see if he gets the Tyreek Hill role again in that offense, and that's what I want to see. And if he gets it again this week, then week 3, okay, I'm probably going to start you in my lineup or roster him. Yeah, exactly.
I think this week might be the week to roster him.
Because they drafted McCole Hardman to replace Tyreek that year that they didn't know if he was going to be able to play or not. And he's kind of been on the back burner, and now that he's gone, maybe it is a thing. Yeah, maybe it is going to be a thing. So if you have him, hold him. If you think that he might get the Tyreek work again and he's still on your waiver wire and you don't have to pay money for him this week, go ahead, pick him up early. And if he's not, drop him. Didn't cost you anything. But if you wait and he has the Tyreek role again, I do think he'll end up costing you some fab or a waiver priority next week.
Who do you got winning this game?
Probably the Chiefs at home just because of the home field advantage.
Well, I'm going to take the Chargers in. Look at that.
It's fair. That's a fair play.
Yeah.
I don't like you, but that's a fair play.
It might be a 50-50 play.
My heart wants to say the Chargers just because I like the Chargers. But I think what we saw from Patrick Mahomes last week was just ridiculous.
I'm really looking forward to this game. This is going to be a good game, dude.
So, yeah. And I mean, Arizona's offense isn't very good. But anyways, next up, dude, we have the Pats at the Steelers. The over-under is 40 points. They don't project very many points in this game.
I would go for the under.
Yes. The Pats, I am not starting anybody.
In the deepest of deep leagues and like 16-man leagues, Jacoby Myers is a start. Outside of that, nobody. Nobody ever.
Let me rephrase. Ty Montgomery did get placed on the IR.
I'm still not excited.
Backfield clears up a little bit, though. You know what I mean? So, I think you could potentially start Damian Harris.
Then you could potentially start Ramondre Stevenson too.
Yeah. So, pick your poison. Start him.
Don't drink poison. Just don't. I mean, don't. You don't have to. You don't have to. I promise. You don't have to.
That's fair. You might have to sometimes.
Don't do it. You find something else.
You know what? Start Damian Harris. I'm calling.
You're disgusting.
Start
I refuse.
Damian Harris here.
I refuse.
Okay.
Maybe Ramondre Stevenson.
Start Damian Harris here.
Not interested.
So who do you have starting on the Steelers?
So I have Deontay Drops Johnson. Always, forever. You're putting him in your lineup. He was heavily targeted. He just didn't come down with the touchdown. You needed it for him. And I think that this season he's probably going to be a little more touchdown dependent. But he did have the volume. And, I think it's only going to take a little bit more time before he starts breaking a couple big plays. You get the yards involved, and you might grab a touchdown from it. But I do think he's more touchdown dependent than he's ever been.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can see that. Who else?
Pat Freiermuth, specifically because I think that he's probably the best tight end streaming option for me this week.
I would agree. I'm outside of Gerald Everett.
Yeah, if he's streamable, he's probably not. He's probably rostered, but
I would say that.
If he's not and you're streaming and he's there, pick him up, put him in your lineup if you're streaming tight ends because you can do a lot worse.
Yep. Who you sitting?
Sitting Najee Harris. I don't care if he's clear to go. No, I'm not risking that. I understand. Yes, he's probably going to be a bell cow running back if he's in. I get it. Do you really want to risk having 0 because he got hurt the first play? Find the other option on your roster. That's why you draft depth, because you don't want to get stuck in the situation where you have to put Najee Harris in and then bam, you're out of running back and now you lost that week. You're buying weeks this week.
Yep.
None of the other backups. No, thank you. Pass. Hard pass. No.
Any other passing options?
No. I'm George Pickens. Not until something happens.
Okay.
Chase Claypool. I need to see it for multiple weeks in a row, not just a flash in the pan. That's it.
Hear me out on this.
Okay.
I think the Steelers' offense could be so much better if Mike Tomlin, but if Mike Tomlin would play Chase Claypool like Kyle Shanahan plays Deebo Samuel.
I would think, and I'm not just trying to be like the opposition to you this week, I promise.
Sure you are.
It's just happening right now. I don't know why. I think that one might be a better role for George Pickens.
Maybe I can see that argument too.
I think it would, but I do see what you're saying. I like it. I think that that's something they should be utilizing with Chase Claypool's size and speed combo, but they haven't done it yet.
I know, right? So anyways, let's just food for thought. I can see it with George Pickens too, but
hey, Tomlin, if you're listening and you picked that strategy up off of us, gonna need to see some residues.
I'm gonna just cut a promo for us, or hire me on as a coach. I'll be the ball boy. I don't care.
Just wear a shirt, wear a franchise tag shirt. We got him. You got to subscribe. You got to like. You got to comment. You got to let us know you want them. But you can get them.
That is fair. You can definitely get them if you want them.
Coveted threads.
Next up, we have the Panthers at the Giants with the 43.5 point over under. Ray, on the Panther side of the ball, who are you starting?
Well, shocker, Christian McCaffrey. So I'm sticking with DJ Moore this week. I understand last week was scary. I understand it was gross. If you're scared, find a cathedral, find a hall that they worship in, go to that, because I ain't scared. Put DJ Moore in your lineup. I think it's going to be okay. And Robbie Anderson in deep leagues or DFS.
I would agree.
And
I could see that.
That's it.
I mean, Robbie Anderson was on the field for like 100% of the snaps. Things like 96 or something like that.
I like that snap count.
I do too. Your sits.
Baker Mayfield.
Okay, understandable.
Every other person that has any heartbeat and catches passes, sit them. 100%. I don't care. Don't get cute. Sit them.
I saw a funny thing on Twitter, and it was like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Terrence Marshall all combined for some ridiculous number of catches and 300 and something yards and like 3 touchdowns or whatever. And funny stat, Terrence Marshall had 0 receptions for 0 yards for 0 touchdowns.
That's tough.
So they threw it in there to be a troll, and I died. I cackled. It was a cackle laugh, right?
I need to hear that one of these times. I want to know what that's all about.
So on the Giant side of the ball, I'm starting Saquon.
He's real. He's back. It's him. He's him.
Yeah. That is it. Yes, that is all I'm starting. I'm sitting Wan'Dale from the injury. I'm holding Tony. I'm not going to start Kadarius Toney this week, but I'm holding him. He only played 7 snaps last week, but the 2 snaps where he did get the ball, you can tell they're trying to do some crazy stuff with him to get him open and use his athleticism. I'm not starting Sterling Shepard, even though he had the one big bomb play. I still think he's got to come back better from his Achilles tear. And Kenny Golladay is a washed-up bum who should never be started ever, 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 ever again. And the Giants are stupid for paying him that much money.
What do the notes say? What did they say?
It says Golladay, he's trash.
Per Ray.
Golladay, he's trash.
Haven't been wrong yet.
You have not.
Batting 1,000, guys.
You are batting 1,000. So, Ray, let's take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Hey, everyone. This show is brought to you by Driffel's Jerky. Are you like us and love beef jerky, but hate paying those high prices for subpar meat? Well, at drifflesjerky.com, they have the money meat.
You said the money meat?
That's right, the money meat. Great tasting beef jerky made from top quality cuts of beef at great prices. Use promo code franchise tag to get yourself 10% off on your order today.
That's DRIFFILLS jerky.com.
Hey, Aaron, how about that jerky?
The jerky's real good, dude. It's really good. I almost ate a whole pack in one sitting when I first got my batch.
Hey, proud sponsor of the show. So, Aaron,
yes.
Who do you got winning that? Who do you got winning that Giants Panthers game?
Probably the Panthers.
I would think so too. I hope so for Baker's sake.
I think
for
the
Baker's
Panthers come back to real life.
I think for
Giants.
Baker's, like, I don't know, well-being, his mindset. I hope so. Anyways, let's move on to worse and worse options.
Worst and worst options. Oh, this next game. Okay.
This next game is the Jets at the Browns, and the over-under is 39.5 points.
Ugh.
I don't even like that as an over at all. And that's gross. 39.5, that's nothing. That's beans. Aaron, who are you starting for the Jets?
Michael Carter is a potential start for me in flex play in deeper leagues. He had, 10 rushes for 60 yards and 7 receptions for 40. So he did hit the 100 total yards in the game last week. Joe Flacco is a statue when it comes to dropping back in the back to pass. So I think he will drop it or check down a lot. Breece Hall had, I believe, 10 targets as well, or 10 receptions. I can't remember which one exactly it was, but there were a lot of targets. My point is there are a lot of targets that went to the running back position from the Jets in that game. So Michael Carter in a deep flex. Breece Hall, I would probably look at both of those guys DFS too.
I'm okay with you putting one of those two guys in, but that's got to be a deeper play. That can't be running back 2, and it might end up being a running back 2 this week, maybe, because the best way to stop this pass rush is to dump the ball off. It's not necessarily to block your running back; it is to dump the ball off. So, I'm not interested in starting any of the receivers this week, only because if it was that hard for the Jets to move last week, this is a good pass rush, and Joe Flacco, like you said, might as well be in 5 feet of concrete. He's not moving.
Nope.
I don't like his odds, and I don't like any of the options as pass catchers this week.
I don't either. So for the Browns, I'm going to start Chubb. Just firing up Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt, obviously, he proved that he can be super efficient on minimal touches, so he would be an RB2 play for me. David Njoku, I do like the talent. I do think Brissett will dump off to the tight ends, but this is kind of your last straw with him. Kind of like the same thing. Kind of the same thing with Dawson Knox. It's kind of this week it either happens or next week we're streaming the tight end position.
Gut bait.
Yep. So, and then I know you have Peoples-Jones for DFS only. I would agree with that. He got 11 targets or something like that.
Now I think that he needs to be rostered.
Do you?
In like a 12-man league, I think he needs to be rostered. 12-man and up.
12, 14, 16.
I think he needs to be rostered.
Junk. I would agree.
Because if this continues, if his target share is 11 targets a game, look, it only takes a couple for that guy to take one to the house.
Yeah. That is fair.
So I think it's at least worth a stash in a 12-plus man league.
Yeah, I would agree. And then sitting Amari Cooper and any other pass catcher on that team. So
absolutely. Who do you got winning that game?
Browns.
I'm writing all this stuff down for our pick'em.
Why? Weird. So you can go opposite of me? I'm gonna start making you put your picks in before we do this dang show.
Oh, they're already in.
I haven't put mine in yet. I need to
put them early.
I need to put mine in. Next up, we have the Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The over/under in that game is 45 points. Ray, who are you starting on the Colts?
Well, I think it's pretty straightforward. Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, end of list.
Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, end of list. I would agree. Matt Ryan, surprisingly, you say that he's washed and he's a bum. He still had 352 passing yards last week.
Is that crazy?
Yes. Or 332, 352. I can't remember. Over 325 passing yards.
He didn't look good doing it.
Michael Pittman enjoyed it.
I mean, that, yes, but...
As the Pittman owner, I enjoyed it. He doesn't have to look good. Just get that man 13 receptions for 100 yards every week.
Accurate.
Maybe throw a touchdown. Maybe throw a touchdown in here and there.
Yeah, that is a winning strategy. I can't lie to you.
So,
but Matt Ryan was like trash, so no thank you.
Yeah, I'm starting Jonathan Taylor. I'm starting Michael Pittman just like you. I am sitting Matt Ryan. I am sitting Paris Campbell, who I think should, like you were talking about, Peoples-Jones, potentially probably be rostered because he was involved in that, but just not at the extent that Pittman was. But as you said, it's 12 teams and up, keeper leagues, things like that. Nyheim Hines also in 12-man and up leagues as a flex play. I know you refuse. I know you do not like Nyheim Hines because you spent a bunch of fab on him when he exploded 2 weeks in a row of like 25 and 21 points and then just burned you the rest of the year. But I would start him in those bigger leagues, especially full PPR leagues.
Yeah, your old pal Ray would tell you to stay away.
Yeah, stay away, Ray.
Stay away.
Who do you have starting on the Jags here?
All right, so for the Jags, I have Christian Kirk, and I'm not afraid to do it at all. He looked good.
Why not?
He looked good.
Sure.
Probably James Robinson. Not. He looked better than everything else on the field.
He did, and I will say this: if you are the T. Higgins owner, and he hasn't quite cleared concussion protocol yet,
it has looked good.
But it has looked good. But say he, for some reason, he doesn't get to go this week. Someone like Christian Kirk that you could have either A, picked up off of waivers, or B, is still on waivers, you can get him a free agency, might be a good pivot, especially if T. Higgins is out. The 13
I do think he's 75% rostered in an off of a sleeper.
He could be. But anyways, that's just something to look at there too.
If he's on your roster, I don't think you should have any qualms in putting Christian Kirk in. He was heavily involved. I don't think that's going anywhere. Looks like they're utilizing the money they spent.
Yep. Anyway, sorry to cut you off. Robinson.
Robinson and ETN. ETN is your flex. This is probably one of the last weeks that I'm willing to roll ETN out and hope that he gets us a touchdown. He should have had a touchdown last week and he dropped it. He comes away with that. We have a different story about James Robinson and Travis Etienne.
Yep.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
I would agree.
So I think Etienne is still fine. He's not a league winner like everybody thought he was going to be. He's not. But he is a valuable and viable flex option.
Valuable and viable. Agreed. I mean, I'm sitting everyone else. I would potentially hold Zay Jones if you have him, or just pay attention to Zay Jones this week. But other than that, that's pretty much it for that game.
I'm with that. Who do you got winning?
I don't want to tell you.
I'll tell you mine. You tell me yours.
Okay, who?
I got the Jags winning.
I'm proud of you.
I got the Jags.
I would probably take the Jags winning too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's another shootout.
I think their defense is good enough.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, Houston took all of the distance they could have against the Colts.
No, I lied. I'm taking the Colts. The Colts are going to bounce back and this is a get right game.
You think so?
Yep, taking the Colts.
We'll find
so
out.
next up, we have the Dolphins at the Ravens with a 44.5 point over under Ray. For the Dolphins, I am starting Tyreek. I am starting Jalen Waddle. I'm rolling Chase Edmonds out as a flex, but expecting nothing more than a running back 3 play from Chase Edmonds, and that will be it.
I think he has running back 2 upside, but I think that's his ceiling unless he happens to catch a couple touchdowns and he sneaks into the top 10, top 12. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that his ceiling right now is probably at a running back 2. The offense is different than what we originally thought. And I think as I say we, the fantasy football community as a whole, his ADP proved that, his draft capital, all that proved it. And it's not what we thought it was. So hopefully you got to pivot.
Hopefully.
Who are you sitting?
Hopefully. I'm going to sit Tua, and I'm going to sit Mike Gesicki. I'm cutting Mike Gesicki. I'm not playing Mike Gesicki the rest of the year. He's dead in the water.
If you were thinking
he's
about
how you would say he's bycatch from the big shrimping boats that happen to accidentally catch a dolphin in it. You get it? He plays for the He plays for the Dolphins.
I'm sorry, what?
And he's just dead.
Chad, can we clip that? Can we clip what he just said?
Dead.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Why? I'm using
What are you talking about?
Big brain comparison. An analogy.
I'm just here to talk about fantasy football.
A haiku. Anyways, who do you have starting for the Ravens?
I can't pass I can't pass up an opportunity to say Tua's trash. If you're starting them, I'm sorry. Tua's trash. For the Ravens, I'm starting old Lamar. Lamar Jackson. I am starting Mark Mandrews.
Mark Mandrews,
Let that sink that in.
Mark Mandrews. Why is it Mark Mandrews? Is he a whole man?
Because he's a whole man. A man's man. Rashad Bateman with some confidence. I'm feeling pretty good about that. As a flex play, I like Rashad Bateman. DFS, I like him a lot more.
Yeah.
And then Devin Duvernay. Is it Devin or Dalvin?
Devin Duvernay.
Devin Duvernay. I don't think it's Nye. The field is not Nye.
Duvernay.
DFS smash for sure. And in a deeper league, past 12 man, maybe 14 man, I'm really interested in starting Duvernay.
Really?
Well, yeah. Why not?
That's fair.
In those
I shouldn't sound so surprised.
Yeah, if you got 2 flexes in a 14-man league, throw him in one of them.
Yeah, if you're playing in anything over a 12, though, that's gross. And get out of it.
We have viewership that plays that, Aaron.
I know, and I appreciate them for watching, but cut the people who aren't playing.
Anyways, who are you sitting for the Ravens?
I'm going to sit Kenny Drake. I'm going to sit Mike Davis, and I'm going to sit any other form of pass catcher, to include tight end Isaiah Likely, who caught so much hype in the preseason.
He scared me a little bit, honestly.
Yeah, well,
they were hyping him to the moon.
As you can see, Mandrews is still the man, so
yeah.
don't have to worry about that one. Who you got winning?
Before we move on, if you have Mike Davis on your roster, I don't care if you're in a 30-man league. Can you cut him? Can we stop this?
Yeah, Gus Edwards is, or not Gus Edwards. J.K. Dobbins is about to come back, and Gus Edwards will be back by like week 6.
Get rid of Mike Davis. That dude is trash. Stop it.
I would agree. So, anyways, I have the Dolphins winning this game.
I have the Ravens winning this game.
Okay. Bucks at Saints, 44-point over/under. I am going to let you go with the Bucks starts first.
All right, so I'm going to go Brady, Lenny, Mike Evans, and Julio, and I have no qualms on any of those starts.
Agreed.
Don't
obviously, play Rashad White.
Yeah, no Rashad White, not yet. Hold, and Chris Godwin's hurt, can't start him.
Nope. Did you see that Chris Godwin got dropped in our league today?
I didn't.
Big money league, Chris Godwin got dropped. He comes off waivers in 2 days, which happens to be Saturday morning.
I feel like his price just went up.
His price went way up. I plan on bidding a little bit of dough.
Hey, let's tell the viewers, Aaron, how much you willing to spend?
Why are you worried about it?
I just want to know. I'm asking for a friend.
What do you mean you're asking for
friends?
A friend? No, you're not.
I'm willing to spend if Chris Godwin's on your waiver, and you're fat and you're in a fab system like you should be because you're God-fearing people. I'm definitely throwing about 25% of my fab on that.
Now, I've been spending some fab this year, man.
In this league, I'm willing to spend a little more.
You got to.
Spend a little more.
Yeah, you got to. He was drafted pretty late, too, so he's eligible for keeper status.
That's crazy.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to put my bid in as soon as we get off of this.
Mine's already in.
I don't like you. Anyways, so yes, he went to waiver wire.
You said his name? Price went up.
Chris Godwin.
Price went up.
Chris Godwin.
Every time.
So anyways, outside of Chris Godwin, just
$50 now.
There we go. On this, I agree with you on the Bucks. On the Saints, I'm starting Alvin Kamara. I'm starting Jameis Winston with confidence, and I'm starting Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas isn't going to catch 2 touchdowns again. I know that Michael Thomas will be a flex play. He'll have his 5 or 6 receptions for his 50 to 70 yards, and if he happens to get into the end zone on a goal line slant or something crazy where they scheme him open and he scores again, you're in even better shape.
I want to make sure that everybody's monitoring, though. If he's still on a snap count, I would try and sell high. Sell high now if he's still on a snap count. But if he's not, Michael Thomas looked damn good.
Yeah.
In the limited work that he got, he was bodying A.J. Terrell, which is one of the better corners in the NFL.
Yeah.
And if that is what you're going to get, if he's returned to at least half of the form that he was, he's still a big guy. He's still a red zone target.
Just half.
I don't mind it. I don't mind that at all.
I don't mind it either, actually. Because you get half of a number 1 wide receiver.
Maybe that would probably be like a 12. Hey, receiver 2. That's good.
2. Hey, how much did you put on? How much fab did you put on Chris Godwin?
Oh, we're talking about probably $40 right now, man. We're high.
No,
we're gonna be high.
Asking for a friend.
Like I said, got to be at least 25% of your fab. Has to be. If you need a receiver or your receiver shallow, there's no reason you're not spending that fab on him.
Definitely not receiver shallow.
Neither am I. But
how much fab do I even have left?
Not enough to outbid me. So
no, yeah, you're right, because I've been making moves. Ray's been over here slacking, guys. Anyways, I am sub $90.
In this game, I'm sitting Chris Olave. I'm still sitting Jarvis Landry. I think Jarvis Landry had an outlier game. If he does it again, I will eat that crow, and he will be on my starting lineup. But until then, no thanks.
I would agree. Who do you have winning this game?
I got the Saints winning.
Okay, I'm going to take the Bucks. Also, I forgot to say, monitor Alvin Kamara. They did talk about his rib injury, and it still apparently hasn't gotten any better. Monitor him. They did sign who did they sign?
Latavius Murray.
Yes, thank you, Latavius Murray. They signed him to the practice squad. Just monitor that. I'm super nervous because I have Kamara.
It makes me think he's not going to play.
It's exactly my thoughts too, and it's making me think it's going to be one of those game time decision type things where it just messes all the Kamara owners up. So do have a pivot and be planning to pivot until you hear otherwise. So the last game we're going to cover today, Ray, is the Commanders at the Detroit Lions with a 48.5 point over under. The Commanders, I'm starting Wentz. If you're the Dak owner, you should have went out and got him or Kirk Cousins. But I'm starting Wentz if I did pick him up. He's going to be a great streaming candidate for the rest of the year.
Hopefully.
Sorry, my computer just messed up. I'm gonna go off the top of the head. I'm gonna start McLaurin.
I got it. I can do it.
I'm gonna start McLaurin. I'm gonna start Gibson.
Okay. I'm also interested in starting Curtis Samuel.
Thank you. That's the one I forgot. I knew there was one.
I'm not interested in putting Jahan Dotson in my lineup yet, but I'm definitely really thinking about it. And in DFS, absolutely putting him in. 100%. Without a doubt, I will have a lineup with Jahan Dotson in.
Yep, I agree. I agree completely. I'm sitting J.D. McKissick. I'm just playing Antonio Gibson. I'm just going to worry about one running back disappointing me there instead of two. Who are you starting for the Lions?
For the Lions, it's going to be DeAndre Swift.
Yep.
Jay Williams, Jamal Williams,
in a flex league. Yep.
Deep flex. Amon-Ra St. Brown with confidence.
Agreed.
DJ Chark in a really deep, desperate flex play.
Yep.
Again, you're relying on
Jared Goff.
You're relying on Jared Goff to deliver 2 receiver 2s at least.
I think we should start looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown as a top 15 play.
I agree.
Week in, week out. I know it's still a receiver 2, but it's a high-end receiver 2.
I think that he has receiver 1 upside.
Yes.
Anyways, and then of course I'm still going to put TJ Hawkinson in because tight ends are trash. So
I would agree with that completely. Really, outside of that, that's basically all of their starters. You're not playing anyone else. Did you know that the Lions are projected to win this game, and it's the first time in 24 home games?
I think they're going to win.
That they aren't the underdogs? I do too. I would agree.
I think they're going to win.
So, Ray, that being said, we covered the last game today. Do you have anything else for the fine people at home?
Really just the same thing we always say. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, if you want to help us out and help us quit our jobs, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell those people you don't like. If you think we suck, tell the people in your league so that they lose. Those things, whatever it takes, just get us those subscriptions.
All right, guys. Like Ray said, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know anytime we drop new content, whenever we go live. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. We are on all 3 platforms for your viewing and listening pleasure. But as always, Ray, until next time, we will see you later.